A little limpy.
Entertaining.
Ah, he's just limped under the gun with 9s.
Yes.
Love that.
And
Yeah.
no one.
And Mattel
with a jack 8.
Yeah.
Stock and blocking gets a free
Why is he
look
playing
at
9-4? This is poor from Brett.
Yeah, this is
I don't know. I
not
don't think we want to see a
standard.
flop 5-way here with 9-4. Seems like a mistake.
8-8-4, Jack 8 flops the world.
Well, there we go, Mattel. That's why he was included. Graf Go. That's why he's the 3rd band member we were looking for.
I'm telling you.
Well, who's bet? Chechen. And this is quite
no,
sizable.
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. And here comes Rodin
He's going to raise.
with the 4.
No?
Just to call.
Yeah. Okay. Metal cannot believe.
He's tilted, isn't he?
Can you? But no, I mean, I guess if you go back into a flush, you go back into straight. I mean, if you call pre,
I know.
Go on, Metal. Doesn't have to be big, mate. He's got 9. He limped off 10 bigs. No, 20 bigs.
15 bigs.
Yeah. Okay.
15. Yeah.
Yeah.
This hand is, again, I'm having the best time today.
This is wild. Who knows where we are?
This feels like 2012 poker that we've been commentating on today, and I love it. 3 of diamonds on the turn, giving Rodin a legit draw now.
Yeah. Chechen really.
Can we just do the 9 of diamonds on the river for?
Yeah. Chechen, please, buddy, just realize someone. It's quite. It's also the flush draws have. If someone has Queen Jack of Hearts, right, they're not folding for this price. They're still going to realize all their equity. No, is it?
Now I see a raise getting cut out, and that is just about a min raise.
Oh.
Is it enough to raise?
And then he was trying to say call.
Oh, but he put out,
And
what
then
was
he
that,
trying to say
225?
call, I think.
No, yeah.
Okay, it's gonna count as a min raise.
Sorry.
Oh God, I'm telling you, he's spinning out a bit. I think, not knowing with the amount of chips, that brutal hand.
How I made it.
Oof.
I think that.
Maybe
I mean to
he's.
call. Oh,
So
I need to
because
add.
his call was for too much money and it was close enough to a raise, they're ruling it as a raise, as a min raise.
Yeah, and this is going to price him in significantly to Govert's shove. I mean, there's just a very small chance as well Govert has a flush draw with a straight draw or whatever it might be. Yeah. Now, it should allow Chechen, this is significant action, right? A raise and a re-raise. And no,
Turns
maybe
out trapping with 9s under the gun doesn't always work out.
it's just, it doesn't play as well 5-way with the SPR of, 10. But anyway, let's just 13 players left. This is a big moment for any poker player. And Chechen probably not been here before. He just needs to, just sometimes you can get yourself, I've been deceptive, like I've got a stronger hand than people think. Drury, you just need to move out the way here. And it's just going to take some time. This is why you've got the time banks as well.
I think what you just described, Sam, is really, painful when it's queens here or jacks. But 9s should not be this tough, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're the same hand, right?
They are, but I'm just saying from the sort of perspective that you're taking from the human perspective.
Yeah, and well, yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, and also they're not quite that same hand because Jack 10 of Hearts has way more outs against 9s than Jack 10 of Hearts does against Queens. So it's also just the equity that you're up against. But he just needs to, work through the problem. As I say, it's not like he's going to have played a 5-way limp pot in an EPT main with 15 players left before. I certainly have never played a hand like that. So it does seem obvious to us, but
I think you need to respect how many variables you're working with in a very rare limped pot, right?
Mhm.
Like there's so many more 8s that these players are going to have in a limped pot than in a normal one.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Matal has put his stack at. Don't do it, bro. Oh, damn.
Ooh. Shashen makes the call.
How much is?
And by the way, this is now actually made Rodan's situation way better because he's getting a much better price now to call with his 16% equity. I mean,
And here comes that 330. There's the 3.
wow.
There's the 30.
Nine,
And
there's 1 9 left.
I do want to say it.
Yes.
I do want to say this is without judgment, and this is just obviously from what I'm seeing. I think all 3 of these players have made a big mistake in this hand at one point or another.
Come on, Matal's got
Chechen clearly-
81%.
Yeah, I know, but my
let's go.
point is, Mattel should not be in this hand. Rodin is misclicked, and now Chechen has made a bad
Yeah,
call.
I
on
mean,
turn.
should, by the way,
It can happen with 13 players left playing for $1 million. It is intense.
by
you
the
know,
way,
things get
even the limp on the
weird.
hijack with 5-4s, like not.
Is a little, yeah,
I'm not
like
feeling
I'm
it.
tilted now.
We're not in a
because I
cash
didn't
game,
blast
by the
off
way.
my 6
We're
million.
not in
I know,
hustler
yeah,
live
yeah,
here with like
That's what
with like
I'm saying,
800
like,
big blinds deep.
I
There's
just-
2.5
feel
million in
like
the middle, people. Here comes the
it's
river.
my
Here we go.
job to be critical here.
It's a queen. Kind of boring. Bit of a letdown here. Chechen checks.
Yeah.
Is it just...
Everyone needs to.
Oh,
Look,
just checked
let's
around.
observe Marley's. Oh, look at that.
Mattel's already-
Marley's frowning. Let's see. Can we see Marley's eyebrows right now? I want to see the face. I want to see Prebz is like just scrutinizing the hand.
yeah, I need to see Prebz in particular, actually.
Marley's spread. Oh, there we are. Oh, yes. That's a meme. Oh, look, a little tilt of the heads. There's she. Interesting. These tournaments, hey? These tough EPTs.
She's just thinking about all the EPTs she skipped because she wasn't sure. A tough field, you know, early on in her career.
She's thinking I only charged 1.2 for that 10% I sold.
yeah.
I'll be upping my rates. Yeah, and you know, I don't want to rush to, but yeah, this has been a couple of hands for Rodan. He needs to recompose himself a little bit.
Great time for a break coming up for him. Because
Yeah,
he
21
really
minutes.
needed
A lot
like-
can happen in 21 minutes.
Yeah,
my
he had as
friends.
much as 5.7 million. Was really controlling the table. Made a great pre-flop fold with pocket nines. Really, I think had a great grasp of what he needed to do, and then things just slipped away. Starting with that 10-7 3-bet 3-barrel, and now it's just not looking good. But he's still have 50 big blinds. Well, you know, around probably over average right now.
Rodan does
in
have
this,
50
in
bigs.
this, yeah. So
Which
a break
po-
would be needed.
Yeah, which by the way wasn't. I mean, it wasn't completely unreasonable. By the way, might be
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be that it's a fine hand to choose to 3-bet. You know,
Yeah,
it might be
yeah.
that you
Well,
just
it's so easy to be results
you
oriented,
actually just
yeah,
want a
just-
flat Jack 10 of clubs and you want a flat 10 8 of clubs. So it's just the next hand you want to VPIP. Who knows?
Yeah,
I got to tell you, if you're just tuning in now, the Griffcraft show, Griffcraft Go,
Griff Gaff go.
is en fuego at the moment. Pair of 5s for Chechen. King Jack.
By the way, calling the race
Firing.
here with 5 deuce off.
Yeah, no, he's just been pure entertainment, and that is not a call with
Boom.
the 5.
Kaboom. Love this.
This is power poker.
This is kind of approved. I mean, guess we want to go bigger than this. But yeah, Melly's. I mean, just has many stronger hands than this. Not even going to be drawing to the nuts really with the Jack of clubs. See, yeah. I think that's quite sexy actually.
Chechen's gone after Melly multiple times today, and I think has gotten the better of him every time. Street poker,
Yeah,
that's right,
interesting
Dennis.
check raised.
A
Yeah,
lot of
it's
street
from
poker
Chechen for
happening
sure.
today.
Yeah, Sam, earlier we saw a defend with pocket 6s, and it came king 7-9. And your man Rodin had ace queen of spades for a backdoor spade draw as well, and Chechen check raised the 6s, so got the fold. It's nice. So he likes seeing where he's at, you know, as they say. It's been working out.
King 9 off suit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You can let it go.
The only way to get
Rodin,
chips
it's
back
fine.
is to play every pot.
Yeah, you're stuck. I'm stuck. Look at this, Govert. Mattel's second in chips at the table now out of nowhere. Sick. Like a treble up, right? He's got a treble up plus.
It was a triple
Graph,
up,
go,
as we
go,
say
baby.
in America.
Got it in with them having like so few outs as well. Sick.
Graph,
Krebs.
go.
Pre-
More
come on,
cowbell.
Krebs. Oh, look at this. That's discipline.
Of all the things going on this
No, not
table,
with
you've been
these
harshest to Preben Stocken. He does not deserve your criticism. All right, Chechen getting in there with the 9-5 of diamonds, and Ruggieri also getting in there. Going to defend King 10.
Min raise. Blind on
Min
blind.
raise.
Love it. Love it, Chichi.
He is unpredictable.
I love getting faces to names in a sense, Sam. You know, you play players like this, like Chechen online. You're always thinking, well, what's this guy look like? What's his deal? And it's this guy.
Queen,
You know what I
four,
mean?
deuce, rainbow.
Yeah, we got
no pairs.
Let's. I checked.
9 on the turn is the best hand for Chechen.
Bingo, bango. Yeah, and obviously the gut shot, two overs to second pair, can make the nuts very easy, continue in position.
And an easy continue. Value bet of 125,000. Sizing down. And
basically,
well sized. IMO.
Yeah, if you could see he only has King 10 high.
Correct.
This is what you would bet.
Yeah.
Maybe you would bet 75k, but this is, and look at this. He's like, okay, three.
If I have King 10, I could have 10 Jack.
Well, yeah, there is the.
There's not
There we
a
go.
call coming here.
There we go.
It's not very expensive.
He's like, please just call.
Let's go big if we're going to do this. I think we're representing,
Very big.
you know,
Because you're really rubbing one hand.
yeah.
Raise.
Ruggieri
I guess
announced
you could
raise, but
have-
we knew that was coming.
He's gonna have 8-4 suited.
Looks like Mozart out there, like placing the chips.
Two
like
hands, yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
590,000. And
Nice.
Chechen has not folded
Got
yet.
one more in there.
Yeah, so we don't interfere with Jack 10 and such like. We do interfere with the sort of backdoor 2 pair somewhat, though it could be an 8-4 and the like.
So, sorry we had to crash away from that. There was an all-in and a call at the other table. This is a triple up for Hello.
Well, hello there.
It was all in and called in 2 spots by Kite and Zhao. But we have got, still in the tank. Glad we didn't miss whatever decision this is, because if he's thinking this long, he could call.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's when people rep very narrow ranges.
And
You should be
Chechen
suspicious.
lays it down. So Ruggieri gets away with one there. Well spotted spot, I guess.
Yeah, nice play indeed. And, you know, again, what we talked about yesterday, sort of sniffed out the sizing as, I mean, it's a reasonable hand to raise anyway, but maybe sniffed out that his opponent was a bit weaker. And, you know, some less experienced players are very attached to sort of hand strength. They'll always sort of fold their weaker 1 pairs there. And always perhaps too attached to actual hand strength and always call their stronger hands or whatever. So you can sort of alter your strategy according to where you think they are. It's a really nice play from the Italian.
Speaking of really nice, I wanted to read this comment from 2K Trash Forever, who says, shout out to Sam Grafton, who took the time to get up from his game yesterday at the casino to take a picture with a random fan. Me. Made my day, Sam. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
I feel the same way when Sam comes in to do commentary, honestly.
Yeah, it took time of his day to come in and do commentary with a random fan, Joe Stapleton.
That's right. I am a fan. All right, here we go. Chashin's back in action. I don't know how many hands he has not been a part of, but it is not many.
Yeah, and this is, even though this is very random in a way, it's not much fun with King Queen off. Let's see. I mean, Melly could do, when you have this hand, you really just, you need a top pair here.
Top pair indeed for Melly.
Yes. There
you go.
Second pair for Chashin.
Yes, and I wonder if Melly can seize on this and sort of grasp that quick check in position. Can that be a better hand than King Queen to snap check back? Yeah, I would love to see.
The one time Chashin isn't going crazy is the only time that he has been looking to be trapped, and now trip jacks on the river, and now Melly bets.
Yeah. I mean, and I hope Chechen can sniff this out, sort of in the same way Umberto did, that this is not the strongest part of his opponent's range. And there, Ruggeri went into bluff mode. Here, I think we should go for some value against this size. It's very hard to, no.
Just a call. And Chechen, regardless
look
of
on Melly's face,
how much value is left on the table, Melly just cannot win a pot off of Chechen.
Yeah, and you know, it might not be exactly theory approved. Maybe it just is theory approved. But I mean, I just think that's a nice strategy from Melly. He sort of blocked to just to prevent having to face a bigger bet. I mean, just put in. I'm sometimes critical of players just putting in the exact amount of money their hand wants. But in that situation, deep in the tournament, I think it was quite nice. You know, could have cost himself a bit more there on the river if he
the value cut.
Yeah, if he'd sized up a bit more, just was confident that he could block and fold or yeah, that his opponent, if he had him beat, would just call.
$15 minutes left on the level.
Tuned into EPT Chechen, the star of the show.
I mean, like you said, Sam, it's cash game vibes.
Yes.
Cash game VPIP, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to be Chashin and Melly again.
Yeah, nice spot for Melly. Must be a little bit steamed. I mean, he's played a lot of poker, I'm sure. Yeah.
Melly's all in. That's one way to get Chashin to not call your 3-bet.
To halt the Chechen runaway train. So we lost our boy Feraldo today.
Yeah,
sad.
We did.
It was sad.
Tragic.
Yeah, such a legend.
So easy to root for him.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the very nicest guys. Does mean I can go drinking with him tonight. Although I'd rather have gone drinking with him tomorrow in a trophy.
Yeah, right.
So, it's not actually that there's not many opportunities to go drinking with Feraldo. Here we are.
Big slick, the slickest of bigs right here. Ace King of spades. And Ace King for Rodin as well. Rodin starts the hand with 47 bigs, 31 for Marley.
You've done all the Rodin jokes already?
He actually was sitting like this yesterday. We have not said the word sculpt yet. No.
Yeah, yeah.
But we did say he's a thinker. That's kind of our thing for him.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's all we know about him, right? What else are we going to say? You're going to work in a Balzac reference? No,
Not
I don't
really.
think so, yeah.
No. I mean, let's say I knew Balzac, which I do, but the audience probably doesn't. So you know.
There goes another novel.
I heard he was the horse that Tien Mulder rode in on.
And
wow,
heavy metal.
Must be this.
Ooh, something's dripping on the table.
It's not ideal.
It's fine.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Go on, Marley. Let's go.
Action back on Marley.
Speaking to the great ICM machine in the sky. Meditate. Oh, I think I'm going to go all in. I think I'm just going to take my time.
That's the shove from Marley. What a day it's been for Rodin already.
He's just taking his time here. I think he will decide to call in a moment. One would imagine. He's not excited about it. That's under the gun.
Not excited. He's gonna time bank.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah, and look at this. This is just reference to the significance of the moment in the tournament.
I guess you have only one hand. It should be same as mine.
I mean,
ooh.
Marley's gonna be shocked when she sees the hand.
Because it's taking so
She
long.
wants to call at this point. Yeah, it's like this is. I don't know. I'm of a mind like you need to kind of have a game plan here. You can't just be 3-bet, even considering folding.
There's the call.
Here.
Now, we do have to wait for the action on the other table to play out before we run this board. So I think we're going to head over there.
What?
Rather than just watch Marley sweat. Or maybe we will just watch these two.
Neither of them happy. They're going to be.
Stew.
They're going to be probably quite happy when they just flip their hands and
I think so, yeah.
Yes,
That's
it's just
big relief.
It's just a situation.
Okay, here we go.
One of the few times in tournament poker where you're not excited about getting an ace king.
Oh, that action ended before we could even get there. Okay. Ace king versus ace king. Diamonds, hearts, and spades all in play for now. Folks rooting for some flush carnage in chat. And away we go. One spade on the flop and 2 hearts. So we've got backdoor flush draws.
Fair fight.
Backdoor flush draws. Will we have a sweat on the turn?
I would choose deuce of hearts.
No. No, we will not.
Oh, wow. Matal folded ace queen clubs, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. Whoa, no. He must be so mad right now.
If only I was a bit worse at poker.
Do you guys want to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
This hand ends in a chop. And you know what they say?
Everyone loves
a chop pot.
Oh, my God. You guys. You stitched me right up.
No, but I mean, Griff.
You said you wanted to do it, and then you. I mean, what was that?
Yeah,
You
but
can't just make up. You can't do your own arrangement.
Griff's doing it from space, though, right? I mean, it's
I went,
like,
I,
it's like
yeah,
the
I
lunar
went really
moon
early
landing here.
because I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be like.
He's broadcasting from Apollo 14.
That's the worst thing I've ever been a part of, and I was on the original production team for the XFL.
God, I just listened to it. Oh my God. And I went quite early, and I was still so late.
No, it's because I stopped because I didn't know what Sam was doing.
I did it. I was fine, I thought.
What was Sam doing?
Can you repeat for me the tune that you did?
Oh, well, there's a tune. Well, I mean, you're asking a lot.
He's gonna need another chop pot for you to hear that again.
Oh my God.
He doesn't give those away for free.
It was like an alternate universe version of it. It was what if everyone loves a chop pot. Stocken blocking, ace-9 offsuit.
Stocken blocking. Everyone's going to be so much more grateful for the good ones now.
So Stocken blocking, by the way, is an East German game show where you have 30 seconds to arrange things on a desk at right angles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, there's a nightclub as well in Prague called Tekla Mekla, which I think is a German phrase for like, I don't know. But it's a great...
Getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, it's quite a great name, right?
Yeah,
Someone in chat will tell us what it is. Tekla Mekla. I've never had
Tekla Mekla, Stocken blocking.
Yeah.
I think
You know
James
what's
would be
great,
great
too,
at
is that
Stocken blocking, by the way. 30 seconds, way more than he would need. Yes, Griffin.
I feel like Preben, like, you know, Prebs would be a great final boss of the sort of like, you know, the people representing the blockers are real. Like if there was a video game that you had to play to get to the end boss, like he would Preben Stocken blocking would be the final, the blocker boss, you know? Leaves probably so much in blocker.
You have to defeat the Stocken blocking.
Yeah.
Stocken does sound like a character from Street Fighter.
Well, we had Vega earlier this week from Spain.
We did.
Ruggieri opening King 10 offsuit. And action's going to fold around to the third member of Griffgraph Go.
It's quite sick that I'm commentating with two people that probably could name all members of Street Fighter, all characters from Street Fighter. Chung Lu, Eddie Honda.
The original, yes. Wait, was his real name Eddie? Is that why E Honda stood for Eddie?
Maybe I'm just
I
making
don't
up.
know if
I'm
it
a
stood
person.
for Eddie.
That's incredible. Edward Honda.
No,
The
come on,
sumo wrestler.
Edward Honda was the mid-20th century painter.
Stocken blocking defends. Jack Trey on the flop.
Yeah, ace-9, two hands in a row. Wow, and Ruggieri, this has been something of a modus operandi of his, just taking out streets, not going for these range bets. Preb's going to be quite content with this as well. Going to hope that it's a similar type hand.
But it probably does get difficult to continue once there's a delayed continuation bet, though, right, Sam?
Sure,
Like,
I mean, because
you would expect a full range bet on the flop to be hands like King 10, and now it feels like you're getting value cut by something like 2/8.
Yeah, or Jack's full, or even that he's just got ace queen, that he's like, oh, I know ace queen's good now.
Continues to be a great level for Ruggieri.
No,
yeah, 87 big blinds, big gap to the others.
He's got almost twice the number of chips as Rodin, and I believe Kite has 2.5 times the chips that Ruggieri has, assuming he hasn't lost much over there.
Yeah, lots to play for.
Just over 5 minutes left on the level. And we went down to 13 players very quickly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these stacks under ICM are in some ways even deeper because you just don't get as many big 30 big rejams. You don't get to bluff catch as much. You don't defend the big blind and just call down willy-nilly. So, you know, a 30 big blind stack at this stage, which is what Chechen has, Mali and the like, it's going to be significant.
It looks like we're going to have a hand here.
Yeah, Mali, considering how to approach this spot, whether to flat, whether to 3-bet bluff.
250.
Yeah, and one thing we know from that chat, by the way, as Prebz folds the King Jack suited, is that Rodan gives Mali a lot of credit. Like, slightly unnecessarily, he said, well, you only have ace king, you know, I only want you to have the same hand. He doesn't, wow. Chechen's got Jack 7 suited, so let's just pause a moment because in his capable hands.
We have to talk over this nonsense, right? He can't possibly be thinking about this. Because it is interesting. You make a very good point. You know, Rodin isn't just going to 4-bet shove here for the 30 effective. Like this
I
is
wasn't
gonna be played
convinced.
as a very tight fold or a call.
I mean, like,
and because of the sizing, I would think Rodin is probably going to lean more call. But I don't know. Probably a bit scared of this this range here from Marley.
Yeah, he is the covering stack, so he gets to play a bit more liberally in the call line.
Ace, Jack 9,
Ooh,
pretty
yes, Marley.
good. Genuine emotion coming from
The
Griffin.
impartial commentary
Yeah,
team.
we're not supposed to be biased, but
Impartial
like,
commentary team.
you
Completely
know.
neutral about this flop. Good flop for what's this lady's name again?
Listen,
Marley.
I'm a
what
fan
was
of her
it?
content. Okay,
Sprague.
I'm sorry. It's like if
I
one of your
just love her-
favorite
I just love her little
comedians,
skits.
yeah, like.
There we go.
And Marley is going to take this pot down. And as one of the shorter stacks, can breathe a little easier. Back up to almost 40 big blinds. And we have got an all-in and a call. Cheng Zhao versus Jiri Kotsab. And now that the action is concluded at the feature table, we should be exposing these hands pretty soon.
Don't expose yourself at the table until the dealer tells you to.
Correct. You can open. Here we go. Ace deuce for Kotsab. And oh, it's domination. Ace tray.
Wow.
For Zhao. Suited. All right. And away we go. 10-10 tray. Oh boy.
Yeah. Canny producers. They wouldn't bring us.
Turn is an ace.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go. Sit back down, pal.
Sit
You
back.
gotta warm up your vocal cords, boys.
All right, here we go.
We're doing it for the outer table.
This hand
We gotta stick to the outer table.
ends in a chop.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what they say.
Everyone
loves a chop pot.
You had a club? No,
It's
I-
lucky that
I
you're so
started
talented.
my
You're the
chop
guy that
on there
doesn't show up to
before-
practice. You just sort of run around, cigarette hanging out of your mouth
Yeah.
in the NBA.
Yeah, there's always a guy in the band who's just there for the looks, right? You know? Like,
I don't need to rehearse.
what was the good-looking one in the Beach Boys? Brian Wilson. You know, he was the only one that surfed.
That was me clutching my
That was
pearls.
honestly a lot better than
You
the
think
other
that Brian
one.
Wilson brought nothing but looks to the Beach Boys.
He wasn't the one in the bed of sand, right? He was the,
The Paul
good-looking
Dano
one.
movie. He was Brian Wilson was that was a good movie.
He was the genius. Was Brian Wilson?
Yeah,
Who
Paul
was the
Dano
good
and,
who was the good-looking one?
John Cusack.
So no, it's
John
his,
Stamos.
it was his brother that was the good-looking one then.
Yeah, the other Wilson.
The other Wilson. Dennis
Wilson.
Thank you.
Thank you, producer Chris.
I'm glad that we've got someone on. You know, I don't need to know the Hender mobs of these people. I need to know the band members of the Beach Boys at a moment.
If you need a Simpsons quote from 1995 to 1999, your guy is right there.
Yeah. Chechen
I would have liked to have seen.
again in the mix with very live.
I would have liked to have seen
cards.
Spraggy mixed in a 3-bet here with the King 10 of spades. You know, seeing that Mattel is prepared to over limp with a Jack 8 off on the button. Be nice, an opportunity to take some chips down. But instead, we have Chechen taking over the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
as he has done. Flush draw for go.
Metal's name looks like a screen name where his name's Metal, but he's like, the AA would be in capitals, like KK Ramante or whatever.
Yeah.
It looks like he's done this as a bit.
Yeah, as a pocket aces bet.
Same with Stocken, basically, as well, right? Like, if you had a screen name Stocken, you would have the kings in capitals.
The KK, yeah, and everything else, yeah.
So, okay,
Chechen,
Chechen, you missed.
Chechen's about to
you got 8 high.
No. He has 250K is what he has.
Yeah, let's check out the
It works every
the
time
Serge
except-
Chechen show.
I've seen this script too many times. How much is that?
250.
Is that
250.
250K?
Yeah, and of course we can see that this is complete nonsense, but if we imagine we're Govert in this situation, right? We don't want to shove and just run into the king high flush draw. We don't want to run into a jack, so just calling in position is going to make some sense. And we go from here.
We got 800,000 in the middle. This is going to be the last hand of the level, and Metal doesn't make the flush, but does make a very nice top pair.
Yeah, and this is canny from Chechen. He's seen how many times it's worked, this strategy of just blindly check raising the flop, and so he's...
Has it worked?
Well, you know, he's
all right.
All right, Chechen, you have... Oofta.
Sam's without words for once.
Don't do it, bro. I mean, he's thinking sixes. He's thinking ace, 10 of clubs.
Yeah.
There are hands that would fold ace, king. Could he put out 300K here and just look like a genius against ace, king of clubs?
Counting out 100K chips. It's going to be more than 300K. That is a lot of K.
Yeah.
5-7-5.
Yeah. And, you know, Gavert's just thinking, do I call or do I shove here?
Ah, Gavert. That's another way of saying it, isn't it? Gavert makes the call.
Good call.
And avert your eyes, Cheshin, because you ran into a flush.
Yes. You ran into top pair and a flush.
No, it's easy call.
So what a strange level of poker that was.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed.
Great
Cheshin
Driving the action.
driving the action and leaving himself only 14 big blinds after the blinds have gone up. Preben Stocken somewhat handcuffed that level. Melly attacked by Cheshin, maybe the only person Cheshin's wares worked on. Rodin, as Griffin mentioned, kind of coming apart at the seams. Metal and Ruggieri benefiting from that last level. Pretty fun poker. Excited to see what else this table has in store for us. 13 players remaining. Prize jump at 11. We're playing today from these 13, hopefully down to 6. We are taking a 20-minute break. More from EPT Prague 2023 when we return.
Welcome to EPT 2024.
Game on. Yo.
Hello, my babies.
Oh, ay caramba. I win. Wojciak makes the call and wins.
Action starts with Simon. King 8.
This is definitely in shoving territory, James. Getting real shallow.
Decides just a call.
Yep, very reasonable as well.
Dato in the big blind with ace-jack.
It might be shovey time. These offsuit aces love to be all in versus limps here at this very shallow stack depth.
1,600,000.
1.6 million, as verbally declared by Andrea, the announcer, Dato.
So James, like I said, the offsuit aces like to be all in here very often. It's usually the suited ace-jack that likes to be an ISO non all in. This is giving Simon the opportunity to catch up for a relatively cheap price.
So you think he calls here, plays the flop in position?
I think that's what he's going to do, but I think this is a circumstance where a lot of the suited ace combos prefer to be all in because they have poorer playability than their suited counterparts. But let's see how we do on the flop.
3.7 million in the middle. Dato with 5.35 behind. The flop is 8 high, advantage Simon. Gilly is a 3-1 favorite on this board.
SPR looking really low now. Kind of awkwardly stacked, James.
Are we going to get an announcement?
500,000.
500,000 chips. Min bet.
$1.5.
3x. The raise from Simon with top pair. Dato moving all in. And Simon announces call, and this could be it. Simon, huge favorite with 2 cards to come.
76% of the way to $1 million US.
King 8 against ace jack on 8-7 deuce.
You can see Dato's outs. 3 aces, 3 jacks, 6 cards he can hit to survive.
Come on, can we see can we see the... We're getting slow rolled by the dealer. It's already... Can we see, please?
It's a big moment, guys.
Have you won yet? Guys, this would be very painful if we lose, so... Calm down, calm down.
Dato has clung on for so long. He's been a survivor. Can he survive this?
Yeah, focus, go.
3 on the turn. Gilles Simon is now 1 card away from winning the first ever EPT Cyprus main event. He and Israel are on the side of the table. Andrea Dato joined by his friends and family as well, waiting for this river card to be dealt. If it is not an ace or a jack, this tournament is over. The river card is a blank. The beer goes flying as Gilles Simon wins the EPT Cyprus main event for $1,042,000. Andrea Dato, the runner-up, for $652K.
What a moment, what a celebration, and what a hold.
Congratulations to you. I'm sorry for having me and my friends rude this game. Thank you. Thank you.
Before you joined us, Joe and I were talking about the fact that, you know, we were acutely aware of the fact how shallow things were at this final table. The fact the blinds had really caught up with you guys. And the fact that the leaderboard after every hand is everyone's changing places. And I think at some point, everyone had been in first place. Everyone had been in last place. And, you know, you look at it and went, you came in as the chip leader, you won. That doesn't tell the story of this final table.
No. Yeah, it's kind of throughout the whole tournament, I feel like there was just a lot of moments. I think day one was a bit of a grind, went very well. I made a bit, like the very last hand of the day, or the second till the very last hand of the day, I made quite a ambitious bluff. I think that was quite risky. And then the second day was another really sick grind. I ended up being at risk on day 2 twice. Once quite close to the bubble with ace king against queens, where I hit an ace on the river to double up and basically secure myself a spot in the money, where before it was quite scary, essentially. And a little bit later on in the day against the same guy, I win queens against his ace king after flopping a set on the flop. After that, it was just absolutely smooth sailing because the table just kind of allowed me to do what I wanted on, what was that, day 2, I guess?
So they're to blame.
No. Yeah, I guess for the other players. So then I could just kind of, like, up until basically the whole tournament, I just kind of just hadn't been all in and at risk. And after those 2 flips, and just was able to grind my way up quite steadily, I think.
I have a question about the final table. So as we said that, you were in the lead, then you're not in the lead, then you're at the bottom. Are your emotions changing during that? Like, do you start thinking, I'm going to win this. Oh, I'm going to be out next. Oh, I'm going to win this. I'm going to be out next.
I think it's very influenced by how you've been doing before. If I somehow make this final table in the universe where I'm like still haven't had any good results recently, I'm going to start doom thinking and be like, oh no, the dream's dead. I'm going to bust out in 7th. It's going to be over. But when you're on a good winning streak and you've had so much luck before, it's not like you think, oh, I'm going to come back like 100%. I'm not worried. It's more of a thing of it's way easier to shut down that inner voice that is going to doom think. And you're just like, shut the up, just play your game. It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. So I was trying to vocalize that at the table as well, trying to really make myself believe it. So yeah, that's kind of how that goes, right?
I guess finally I wanted to ask about the heads up portion of the match, which is that it sounded like a deal was brought up at one point, and I don't know if you jokingly said, I'll look at the numbers, or what exactly happened there?
No, yeah, I mean, we're playing a heads up for 350K or whatever, and there's insane variance in heads up poker. There's insane variance when there's a big blind ante added, right? Because there's so much money in the pot the whole time, right? So I was serious about the deal, and I offered it seriously to Andrea, but he declined it eventually.
Oh, he declined.
Yeah,
okay.
He declined. And I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him and how he played, but I think he's like a high stakes cash reg, and this format of 20 big blind MTT heads up with a big blind ante, from the way that he ended up playing, as I realized as we were playing, was something that was a little more unfamiliar to him. He played very good post flop, I think, but pre flop he was quite far off from optimal. So yeah, my friends were just telling me, like, you should definitely have an edge here. But while you're in the moment, you're just like, okay, this guy's played so well this whole tournament. It's been such a nuisance for me. I just want to be over with it, right? I just want to get a deal and then play for a lot less so that the pressure is a little bit off, etc. So yeah, I mean, it would be the same. Let's say we jump in a 6 max high stakes cash game or something, and I'm put in that format all of a sudden. I'm not going to perform very well, right? So for Andrea, this format I think was quite foreign as well, and that means that I have all kinds of friends who play entities, who play these heads ups very often. So like as a professional, I could just pull up the ranges, for example, to see how I'm meant to play pre-flop essentially in the spot.
Let's play for it all, like for the glory and stuff. I call.
Mallets completes with ace-3 of hearts. 10-9 for Uri Reichenstein. He checks his option.
Cool that Uri's not taking a super long time with his decisions to torture the kid.
Oh wow, Reichenstein is up and down while Mallets flops the nut flush draw. Uri bets.
Oh, really? I raised 3 million.
800,000 becomes 3 million.
Kind of a weird raise. He's got showdown value already, and Uri might not fold a pair. If Uri wanted to get an edge, he could just start making water sounds or tell him his middle name is Nate.
Reichenstein calls the raise. The turn card is the 8 of hearts. What a card!
Welcome to Cooler City.
Million here. This is 23.9. 5 million.
So Mallets has turned a flush. Reichenstein has turned a straight. This could decide the tournament.
Let's just fold and I can go to the bathroom. I mean, you don't have any strong hands when you just lead, like, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're going to just fold, so.
I can't tell if he's talking too much or just the right amount.
Reichenstein doesn't look like he's folding.
How you call? Very brave, very brave. Very brave indeed. Very brave indeed.
The river card is another 8 pairing the board.
Very brave indeed.
Flush not quite as strong now.
All in.
Strong enough. Mallet shoves on Reichenstein.
Here we go.
All in to call.
I think I cover you, right? Yeah. So you call and it's all over, baby. Like, you know, like Scott and Nguyen, yeah? Like...
True story.
It's so sick that you're telling the truth and my hand is insanely strong.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have any strong hands. How can you have a strong hand? Like, you lead, like, never strong hand, never strong hand. So, just fold and I can go to the bathroom.
It's like I have a hand, it's impossible to fold, and everything you say just makes it slightly possible. I don't like...
Yeah. I don't know, like, I just want to go to pee. I really want to pee, so... I'm just convinced, like, I don't know. I guess you could have like 9-10 or something, but I don't know.
What about 9-10? Is 9-10 good?
It's a straight, but like, I have queens in my range, jacks, sixes. You don't have those hands in your range, so.
I don't think you have any of those hands. I think you might have a flush though.
It's your choice, man.
Wow.
It's so sick. Nobody ever talks like you without having the nuts. It's so sick.
Totally agree.
Where is Mallet going?
How are you doing, guys?
Hey, how are you, man?
How are you?
Are you good? Okay, or what? Are you going to win, no?
I'm going to win this. Like, I'm a winner. EPT champion over here.
Who's that guy?
Reichenstein calls, he loses it all.
You're so big, you are, man.
Yeah.
Did that guy just take a selfie with Mallets?
Is he a paid extra?
What is that, man? Jack Daniels?
Yeah, do you want something?
Yes, please.
What is going on?
This is incredible. Poor Uri. Taking it well.
Reichenstein calls! And it's over!
I have no words, James. No words.
Sebastian Mallets has gone from poker fanboy to poker champion, taking down the biggest EPT of all time.
Best last hand ever. This little one is gonna have quite the sugar crash. Oh, there he goes.
This means the world to him.
Every emotion possible in the last 10 seconds.
Good job, man.
He fell in love with the game watching his heroes on TV. He qualified for this tournament for just 27 euros. Sebastian Mallets will lift the trophy and earn himself a 7-figure sum, 1.1 million euros.
Bornstein is getting closer into shove or fold territory, but with this particular hand, I would, like to see a limp, but instead did shove and got quickly called by the ace-10.
Wow, Bornstein shoves from the button with the 10-9. Bescherhead wakes up with ace-10 in the big blind.
We're not.
Bornstein doesn't even have live cards, Griffin.
No, but nines have been hitting today.
A domination situation on the fourth hand of heads up, and it could be the last hand of heads up if ace-10 holds. Sami Bescherhead, who has dominated short-handed play, is on the verge of winning a North American Poker Tour title.
And Sammy thinking over there, oh, I deal so much faster than this guy. Can we just do this?
Well, it's a King 10 trait flop. That doesn't change anything. The 9 is the card that Borenstein needs. There are 3 of them in the deck. Sammy on the verge of sealing the deal. Ace on the turn, and it is over. Borenstein drawing dead. We have our winner. We have our first NAPT champion in 12 years. Sammy Beshead has taken down the Las Vegas main event.
We did it.
He'll lift that trophy and he'll collect $268,000.
And bring out his newborn baby. What a performance.
So cool, calm and collected. I'm not sure it's hit him yet.
Very emotional. Wow, yeah, that feeling is something. It is something to win a big event like this.
Now it's hit him.
My phone, please.
Yeah, you need to tell everyone. Meanwhile,
Thank you, sir.
congratulations to John Borenstein for laddering up to second place and cashing for 168 grand.
Yeah, what a brilliant result for Borenstein. Played a great final table, but it was a heck of a hill to climb at the end there against Sammy Mountain. And what a moment.
Did it. We fucking did it.
I just won an NAPT. No one's been able to say that for more than a decade. Welcome back to Prague and the PokerStars European Poker Tour, the penultimate day of the main event, the day we play down to the final table. Right now we are at 2 tables here at King's Casino at the Hilton Prague. A very entertaining opening session. First level of the day saw us lose 3 players. That means 13 are returning from the first break of the day, including these players on our feature table. We still have Marley Sprague. Umberto Ruggieri is the table chip leader right now with 71 bigs, and after a very swingy session, it's a polite way of putting it, Serge Shashan is the short stack at the table, along with Previn Stock and 14 big blinds respectively, as we go to the 30k, 60k blind level with a 60k big blind ante. It's James Hartigan, rejoined by Sam Grafton.
Hello, guys.
Also joining us on commentary duties is Mr. Vincent Hand.
I'm just super excited to have front row seats to the Marley show. I kept trying to walk up on the stage and they just wouldn't let me, so thank you for bringing me in. Super excited.
So we were debating earlier on, Vincent, Marley has the patch, Team Spraggy, and we were asking who exactly is a member of Team Spraggy. So far we have Spraggy, Marley, Billy, Olaf, Chauncey, and Tonka.
Is that the name? If you just listed off Marley's ex-boyfriends?
The cats, Sam. The cats.
Okay. I was going to say that's not really. We shouldn't really.
I've attempted to become part of that club, but Benjamin just keeps ignoring my emails.
Here we get our first look this level at the table chip leader. Finty, I don't know whether you saw this. He won a massive pot, flopped a set of 8s in a 3-bet pot, and our boy Rodan, a 3-bet 10-7 suited, just fired off on ace 8-6, whatever, all 3 streets.
It sounds like my kind of table.
Big swing.
Sammy, talk to me about this limp. Would you be raising here most of the time? Because I'd be having a little raise. I'd be like, I got some chips. Let's start putting some pressure on.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's a little bit more normal as the covering stack with ICM to be bumping up, particularly just to fold out some King 6 off, perhaps, or Jack 6, Jack 5 off and the like. But, you know, Umberto just plays it his own way. He's someone that's saw play yesterday. He's a little bit more cautious putting in chips.
Yeah, I played with him earlier in the week.
Yeah, and he's got a different way of navigating this than I think a lot of professionals would. But, you know, it served him well thus far.
Did someone say Umberto? The shark is hungry!
That was one of the greatest poker players of all time.
Wow, where is he right now? I'd like to. We should fly him in. I mean, we got a lot to live up to. The history of PokerStars ambassadors. Where's your toy that you pull out when you're all in, Vincent? I mean, you know. God. We should when you sign on, you should be assigned your own.
When I won UKBT Edinburgh not too long ago, on the day of the final table, I bought some lucky header from a gentleman outside Edinburgh Castle for £5. Promised me it was lucky. I told everyone on the table. They laughed at me. I won every single all-in for multiple hours. I brought it to Nottingham and then done 3 bullets and was done. So I gave it to Steve Warburton. But I apparently shouldn't have taken the Scottish lucky charm out of the country. And I might actually be cursed with bad luck for the rest of my life.
It doesn't cross borders.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what I heard.
So Shashan is doing Shashan things, opening in the cutoff with 6-3 of diamonds. He's been 3-bet by Ruggieri with 7s. He doesn't often fold to 3-bets, even when he's out of position. But on this occasion, he will.
Yeah, you've got an uphill battle as a short stack to be opening 6 high into the chip leaders button.
I think it's about sending a message. I respect that.
I will not be backing down.
You win? No.
I mean, if he can find some hands, Serge, or connect with some flops, he's gonna get action. He's gonna get paid. But you know, if he keeps continuing to sort of go against the grain, lost a big pot with 8-5 of spades, flattening out the small blind just before the break. You know, it's just gonna be tough. There we go. Chill it out, Serge. That's it.
Ruggieri, table chip leader.
Yeah, and this is a bit more what we expect from chip leader. He's opening up his ranges at hand he wouldn't be opening if he was opening into stacks that covered him.
Well, Vincent Melly did not have a particularly good opening level today. Folds the 8-5 in the small blind. Go back Matar with Queen Jack in the big blind.
Matar. You ever play with Monte Carlo 13 online? He was a big reg back in the day, playing all the time.
Most likely.
Yeah, I used to play with him a lot.
10-7 deuce, 2 spades.
Do you feel strongly about the checking your cards post-flop? Because as a man who's only beginning to play more live poker, I try my best not to look back at my cards all hand. But Parker would say that he looks many times so that there's no...
Yeah, just have a routine. And I think a routine of looking each time it's probably quite nice if you're new to it, rather than never.
Dude, if I'm here, I'm just like Queen of Clubs, Jack of Spades, Queen of Clubs. I can't concentrate on anything else. I'm just trying to remember my suits, and then all I know is I put all my chips in on the river.
Do you have?
I've got a tip. You got a phone, right? Open up the Notes app, look at your cards, write them down in the Notes app, and then look back at that, not at your cards.
I don't think you can look at your hand or your phone during a hand, though. You're going to get me eliminated.
In that case, buy a notebook and actually physically write it down with a pen.
I love it.
Oh.
I think it's quite easy to remember as long as you look as the flop's about to know.
The one I hate is like I can never round up the pot. Like I'm always like it's 19. You know, it's 8,350. Just say it's 8,000 to yourself, like, and then you know they bet, and I have to get the exact pot right to know in my mind, and it's just unnecessary. But you're you know.
I would have bet a lot of money that you thought about it in big blinds. I would not have guessed there was 8-350s going through your head when
really?
you're. Yeah, I would have thought. I would have bet a lot of money.
Wow, you convert it each time into big blinds. Do you do that?
That's how I play live. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Sick.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Wow, you've kind of blown my mind now.
I thought that I've never asked anyone. I just assumed that's what everybody did.
You're both nerds.
It's really interesting. I'm gonna ask some people.
Ruggieri back in action, opening with ace-3 in the hijack. King-10 suited for Matal in the small blind.
Yeah, and this is quite a strong hand. You want to call here, Vincent, or you want a 3-bet?
Good hands, many good hands.
Once I start talking, I probably won't 3-bet.
Little inquiry. Look at this. It's like your granddad having a word. You've been working hard at school. I saw you.
This is interesting, actually, for Miles, for me. What's the big blind? 60K.
I mean, I might just be all in here.
Same.
It's like the chip leader opening. It's not fun. You know, it doesn't feel like a strong hand, but you've just got this extra. Yeah, let's go.
Go on then, Miles.
Let's
Sorry,
go.
impartial. Everybody, I wish you equal luck, but Miles, tiny bit more, tiny bit more.
This is just this is just a very smart poker player, realizing that, especially after that chat, Matal just doesn't have a hand he can call. We're gonna at least call ourselves. So we've got 7 big blinds effectively out there. It's just a significant amount of money. And just recognizing that this isn't a normal hijack range you're jamming into, and that the king and queen just, you know, again, it might seem redundant to call it blockers, but, you know.
Super important. And you unblock a lot of the raise folds, because this guy, the way you were talking, sounds like he's going to use a lot more ace-x than maybe some of those king and queens.
Sure.
1-9 and 35.
Let's keep frowning, Marley. Yeah, and this is just a little bit of Hollywood here from the chip leader. Just decide, yeah.
Is there an element of making people sweat there, see how they react, looking at them? Like, would you be into that? I don't do any of that. I'm a snap folder.
I don't. Especially as basically you're printing money as the chip leader. You want the game to go quickly.
Get it going. That makes sense.
Exactly. So let's just get out of that. And it's on TV, so it's largely redundant. You're not. Your strategy is to open a lot. They know that. You know that. So it's fine. And a nice pickup there from Marley. What's that surname? Marley Sprague.
She's chipped up to 2.2 million, has 37 big blinds. As we keep saying, for the duration of this tournament, she is Spraggy. The other one is Ben.
Yes.
Do you know what's great? When I attempt to send Benjamin Sprague a message on Instagram and I put in Spraggy, it goes Marley Sprague, Chauncey Sprague, which is the cat, Dan Sprague, and then Benjamin pops up in 4th place.
Imagine the fact that you're losing to your brother and a cat.
DSO, Dan Sprague official.
Yeah, let's be careful, Chechen. It's just, we can just hang around. You know, you're making money by just hanging around in this tournament. You will.
Whoa, under the gun.
Yeah.
All in with 10-9.
Yeah, and, you know, he's had a little bit of a rough time. I would love to see this just get through. It's not, again, we spoke about the blockers. The properties this hand has just aren't good in terms of getting folds.
Miles has a hand.
It's not getting through.
Thought it was like just under, maybe like 80-40.
Close up on the all-in.
This is going to be a big spot for Miles.
Yeah, and
big spot for Chechen as well.
Yeah. With the big.
Take a count on that, please.
Has there been enough showdowns as a man who's only joined here to suggest that this would be a very straightforward call?
Yeah, I think for sure it's going to be a call. I mean, he hasn't open shoved, to be honest, at any point, but he hasn't been short enough. And you know, you can goof around with 30 big blinds and flat 8-5 suited. I hope she realizes that it's more just that he's erratic and could have something wild in there. I mean, it's a call against a sensible range. It's just a big spot, and after 4 days of play, you want to make sure you get everything right. I wouldn't want to.
I do think, looking at Marls, that she is. She's going on it.
She knows what's up there.
Stocken with 6 deuce, gets out of the way. Showdown. Shashan at risk and behind. Does have live cards though.
That man's going to have to turn over his cards whether he likes it or not.
Just shinning around.
Now, we are waiting for the hand to finish at the other table. We're playing soft hand for hand right now.
A little bit sheepish from Shashan with the... we go to that.
Yeah, so to pick up the action here, on the turn, John Kite's bet 770,000. Action is on Cheng Zhu. The board, by the way, is the ace of diamonds, the 10 of clubs, the king of spades, and the 4 of diamonds.
So fun to play deep in these, like every pot so significant, worth so much money. Really playing high stakes poker. How good does our hoodie look, by the way? Sick.
I never got one.
It's really nice.
Nope.
That's a call. So 770k each.
Big old pot.
Going to the river, which is the 3 of diamonds. We have a straighty, flushy board. Brace the squeak.
It's a scary card to put a lot of chips in.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the advantage, I mean, we don't know exactly who the pre-flop raiser is, how it's gone, but, you know, the player putting in a lot of money on the turn has those straights and the ace-kings and such like, but the player that called...
1 million was the verbal announcement from John.
Tends to have the flushes, and we shall see.
And Joe counting out the call.
Does anyone ever count out the call and then raise?
If anyone does, it's very strong always, by the way.
I always think counting out the call, now live read's not my forte, but counting out the call on turns looks weak to me, if you're counting the rest of your chips.
Sure. Yeah, same as when people put in the chips and they're like, call. Like, it's like, I don't want to raise. My hand's not good enough. Well, it looks like his soul is standing over him. Or like, it's, you know, he's eliminated his hand and it's his floating spirit above him. Or it's him in the future, standing, you know, it's the ghost of Christmas past come back to warn him, don't call.
Either that or we've just given away too many of those hoodies.
Oh, okay, there's more than one. And
that is a call. And that is King 10 for 2 pair. That is Ace 10 for a better 2 pair. That is a big pop, which will go in the direction of Cheng Zhou, who's going to now have 7.2 million. John Kite still chip leader, but down to 8.1 million. So back to the main stage. Now that hand is finished, we can deal out this all in.
Yeah, a bit of a tortuous sweat for both players as they await their fates.
That's a bad window card.
Oh, the 10 in the door, but a queen on the flop as well. And Marley is a 4-1 favorite.
Jack is fine, I guess.
And a nice...
Yeah, that's most honest.
Jack is honest.
Nice smile from Serge.
And he is drawing dead on the turn. Serge Shashan, the last remaining online qualifier, is eliminated in 13th place. He cashes for 60,960 euros. Marley Sprague chips up over 3.1 million. She's once again playing over 50 bigs.
Yeah, a nice run from an online qualifier. Big payday if you especially if you satellite in for $100 or $1,000 or whatever it might be. And a little bit unconventional, the way that Serge approached things, but certainly was amazing for the entertainment factor of this feature table.
They're the ones, though, for Marls, you really don't want to lose when someone's done something slightly unconventional, let's say. Like if they shove ace there, you lose the flip. Of course, you take it on the chin. But if someone decides to put it in with 9-10, it just comes out 10-10 deuce, you're like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, of course.
12 players left, though, getting very close to the final table.
We've got Preben Stockholm playing 12 big blinds, Vincent Melly playing 19 big blinds. So a couple of low stacks at the feature table.
And just to concentrate, you know, now what it means for Marley, 50 big blinds is very, very healthy.
It's an average stack.
Yes, and you know, can't be sort of eliminated easily, right? You're not going to get too many blind-on-blind callers. You cover some people, so, you know, if a flip doesn't go your way or there's a suck out or whatever it might be, it's just very, very nice to have your head well and truly above water.
You know that
I'm sure this has been talked about today, but I was down on the rail and I didn't hear it, and I know we've talked about it in the past. Marley was saying she would be the first, if she was to manage to win it, the first sponsored pro since Vicky Korn. But I don't think you told me Vicky wasn't sponsored, right? So has there ever been a sponsored pro that won?
Oh yeah, there have been numerous. Vicky was sponsored by Stars when she won in San Remo in 2014.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Marley
Which other
is
ones?
probably correct that
Vicky was
that
last.
was the last one.
Okay.
Others include Sebastian Ruthenberg, Sandra Noyox, Elke. They all won while they were sponsored.
Would she be the first female winner since Vicky?
No, Maria Lampropoulou, PCA 20.
Seen her yesterday, just making people's lives hell as always. Just putting people all in on the river. She's one of my favorite poker players. A gangster.
Yeah. Yeah, one hand up.
Anywho, ace, ace, 7. The irony is this would be a good board for the Spraggy, but instead it's Jack Deuce against 4 Deuce, and that is going to be a fold from Ruggieri, and sounds like we have got action at the other table. There is another all-in. It's Mark Halou who's all-in against Adam Wagner. And Wagner's just tabled ace-4, Halou with king-queen.
This is painful with king-queen suited. How can I not be ahead? Someone messed up with the rules of poker, the equities. Both on their feet.
Well, there's an ace and a queen on the flop. So Halou behind right now, but he has queens and kings working for him. Jack on the turn. And a king on the river. That's 2 pair, and that will see Halou double up and survive.
Wow.
So he's now got 1.1 million chips. Wagner drops down to 2.5 million.
Zips the gilet back up. He's ready. He's still in the mix.
And we are still at 12 players, 2 tables of 6. Redraw occurs when we get down to 9. The final redraw of this record-breaking EPT Prague main event. And I think we may have talked about this with you already, Sam, but be honest, coming here, did you think the number would be up year on year?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely
Considering what's going on elsewhere in the world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's just a fixture in so many poker players.
Poker players' Christmas party.
You
Yes.
say that. No, honestly, my attitude was, at best, parity, but realistically, maybe it's going to drop below 1,200 this year.
Yeah,
I legitimately never expected it to break last year's record.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant to see. Yeah, 2 pretty strong hands. Quite a strong hand in the big blind, given how wide we're going to be defending.
Ace, king, 7, top pair versus second pair.
I don't think we're going to be seeing any raise in here. Most likely just seeing a turn card. Be a little bit on the aggressive side.
Yeah, makes sense to just keep the pot small for now, see what develops. See, ace-9 can be beat, and that's a delightful card for Rodin.
You'd expect Metal to see a river card here the vast majority of the time, right? We're
Yeah.
not going to be betting very often on that card.
Yeah, of course, the nut king. Don't get an ace to fold too often. Sort of lockdown board way ahead, way behind. And a comfortable card for Rodin. Obviously now chops with an ace-10 and the like. If they had check back, this is seems like an experienced player. He's going to know that he can go for some value here. Yeah, and it's quite chunky, quite sizable, and this is a frustrating turn of events from Metal. The king-queen reduced to a bluff catcher now. Obviously loses to the bottom pair on the flop as well as the top pair. So the bluffs would come from sort of queen-jack, queen-10, jack-10.
Yeah, might prefer have a king-9 suited or something at this moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And presumably you check back some ace-deuce, ace-3 as well yourself. So that's pretty unfortunate. Seems like He's gonna take his time to have a little think about it.
It's very tough for people to have enough bluffs here. Very, very tough. Oh.
Does pay the river.
Makes the call and gives Rodin an additional 400k. Now remember guys, it is Chat Pro Saturday, so everything the audience says is a pearl of wisdom, including this comment from John Lapito on YouTube who says, you can't fold your way to victory. Let us take a moment to let that sink in.
Wow.
The man's a poet.
I was super excited today. Opportunity to sit in with one of the greatest poker minds in the game today, Sam Grafton, and then he goes and gets upended by bloody YouTube chat.
Everything they say is objectively correct.
You're going to have to come out with an absolute gem to leave me impressed now, Samuel.
This guy's basically the Lord Byron of poker wisdom, so there's not much I could do against that, you know.
When you're watching your... I don't get nervous when I'm playing poker. In fact, the deeper I get in tournaments, the more excited I get.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching friends and they're all in,
yeah,
I have so much anxiety watching all-ins. We were down on the floor. Marls was all in. It was the ace-king versus ace-king hand. But you can't see anything when you're down on the floor. And
you didn't know she had such an advantageous situation?
No, ace-king versus ace-king.
Oh, ace-king versus ace-king, yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and it was just Marls is all in.
Yeah, yeah.
No idea what's going on. Finally get the little thumbs up, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's...
The pile of five. Huh? The pile of five.
Yeah, it's a great thing to sweat. I mean, I think this is also why people buy action, because you know, if you ever do have a piece of someone and get to sit back and watch them running deep and watch them all in, it's a great form of gambling, by the way. Great form of gambling. Yeah, she jams into Melly with the 17 bigs, and obviously nothing Melly could do with the 8 deuce off.
I forgot about Melee for a second there. I thought he was shoving into Metal. And I thought it was 50 big blinds getting whooshed into the middle. And I was
yeah, that would have been aggro for sure.
Remember, Finton is Chat Pro Saturday. Even if you're wrong, you're right.
I couldn't agree more.
What do we know about Melly? I feel like I've seen him around a lot.
He is the one he's the guy who won the UK IPT Nottingham Grand Final.
Okay.
Oh wow, what a run to pull out right after that.
Yeah, so originally from France, has lived in the UK for more than a decade, plays a lot of UK events, plays a lot of the Hippodrome.
Yeah, I've seen him around a lot, yeah. Very, very nice.
Marl's going to be getting in the mix here with the ace-jack, no doubt.
She's raised to 120,000. Round 2, Rodin on the button. The table chip leader got out of the way. So Rodin's got king 10 of diamonds.
Yeah, and we could go either way here with 3-bet or flat. I would maybe lean into 3-bet. I don't know. We should see. Oh. They're pretty deep.
Makes the call.
Puts Marley in a miserable spot with so many hands if you re-raise here.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I mean, your value range is kind of narrow to like 3-bet and get in. So maybe that curtails you a little bit, but yeah, either is fine, I'm sure. And Mattel here, I think we want to just be getting out the way. But yeah, this is perhaps what I would expect from Mattel, someone that likes to be in the mix a little bit. Just because of the nature of the flatting range is going to have a lot of aces. But what do I know? There we go.
Flops best.
Flopping 2-pair. Thing is, it's just a little tough to protect your hand. And let's see Marley just take her time a little bit more before she checks. And Rodin deciding how to proceed. 7 does hit the big blind quite a lot, right? Like, you don't have much 7x. They've got 7-8, 7-9s. So you have to be controlled.
Yeah. Depending on how much he's going to flop pre. Like,
Wow. Vital snap folds the best hand.
Interesting. Yeah, and versus this small sizing, Marley going to have to maybe continue? It doesn't continue. Okay. Oh, there you go. I mean, I think definitely if you're going to get the big blind fold on this kind of board, for instance, you know, this is just makes flatting better, basically.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
You know, if people are going to play very, very honest, then it's a good adjustment to make.
All in and a call at the other table. Yuri Kotsab is the at-risk player. He's up against Porrig O'Neill. That is ace-jack for O'Neill, and it's ace-9 for Kotsab, so it is a domination situation. And Yuri is the at-risk player.
I love this. A lot of standing on this table. Wow, he's
0.5% more equity if you stand up. You know that. Yes. 8-8-5 on the flop. Ace-jack is holding. 7 on the turn.
Straight draw.
And looks like a king on the river, which will send Yuri to the rail in 12th place.
GG.
Cash is for 60,960 euros. We are now down to 11 players, a table of 6, a table of 5, and Porrig O'Neill is going to have 5.1 million.
Ah, that's sweet.
Porg's one of the nicest guys I know in Irish poker. He's just an absolute gent, been around for years and years. He's just in the process getting himself a house at home as well, so just win this, buy it straight out, absolute scenes.
Buy it with duffel bag of cash. I think I'm correct in saying, just not to make it all about me, but I think I have a 12th here. Did I blow up in 12th or 13th? Very
I don't remember all your blow-ups. How am I supposed to remember where you fell short of the final table?
There was a lot of them, but I do think I have a little look.
Have you final tabled an EPT before, Samuel?
No. But I've 3-bet, 5-bet, ace-4 off, ace-7 off.
Ace-7 off.
Oh, that's
Spraggy.
Small blind versus under the gun into absolute oblivion.
You're the original Sprag.
Yeah. Well, Joe Chung was the first to punt with it. Yeah. It was me, Pro Beers, Darwin, Vanessa Selpst. It was just like,
what was this? Some EPT 50K?
Yeah, but Darwin was like a bad reg back then. You know, we were like, nah, he's dust.
Oh, you thought that?
Yeah, this kid will go nowhere. He'll never do anything in the game. Well, I have to scroll back a long way in my. What is this?
We got Marl's heads up here against Ruggieri. King Queen versus tens.
Ruggieri opened under the gun +1. Marley defended her big blind. 10 still ahead on this ace-8 deuce flop. Neither player has a heart.
As chip leader, just keep it nice and simple for yourself here. Have a little small bet.
Yeah, ace high, mono.
I honestly should have, but I feel like you're very strong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, the live reads, Marls.
Yeah.
That's very strong.
Marley, don't give away so much info. God damn. I got 12.
Yeah, I had a.
Which year was that?
2014. I just moved to Prague. Yeah.
So it was in your hometown as well.
Oh, by the way, me, Pro Beers, Katai, Cassillon, Matson, yeah. Jonathan Wong, sick.
That was the Stephen Grainer year.
This is Bertels.
Wow, there was $1.2 million for first time.
And
you went with it with ace-7?
I was pleased.
How many bigs?
I was pleased. I was like, if I 3-bet here, I'll definitely 4-bet, and I'll get to 5-bet all in. It's a brilliant spot. Premium.
That reminds me
50 big blinds straight into the middle. And he called, and I was like, what? Hang on a minute.
Feraldo was talking to me about his hand at EPT Malta, which he won.
10-9 suited.
Yeah, where a gentleman opens, and I think it was Greenwood, re-raises.
Yeah.
Sorry, the guy re-raises Feraldo, and then Greenwood 4-bets.
Yeah.
And Feraldo's like, I knew he was going to 3-bet me, so Greenwood must have known it. But therefore, never mind your solvers, 5-bet and all in. Although Feraldo has had an unfortunate big hand today, so we shouldn't remind him of that one as well.
Sure. He was meant to win this EPT, and not meant to win Malta. So he got his luck 4 years earlier. Now you know when they say it all evens out in the end. This was it evening out, mate.
Wow.
Sam Greenwood was fist pumping as that king came on the turn. He was like, finally, revenge.
No. 3. Yeah. 3, 1. Yeah. 125, right?
And two shortish stacks here going to a flop.
I like 6, but yeah.
And it's all about Stockholm.
So far, 3 is okay. In this table, okay.
Melly got a bet here, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to carry.
It's
going to be not the most fun spot for Stockholm, depending on what size we see.
Yeah, and you're just really hoping for the snap fold here, right? Like they've just got 5, 6 of hearts, and you just, boom, you just pick it up. Prebz playing the short stack. He's got that backdoor flush to go with it. Wow.
Queens and 3s. That's 2 pair.
Yeah, and if I were Melly, I would be going for it here on the turn with the bear gut shot. If you, for some reason, had a jack, sort of enough equity to check back, I would, you know, you have a club. I mean, it doesn't count for much. But
counts for a little, though. Like, it may, you know,
yeah,
Queen 6 of clubs. And
exactly.
Like, it's somewhat.
It's something,
somewhat.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually don't like this give up, even though we could see it definitely wouldn't work. And wow, there you go.
A tragic river for Prebz.
Yes.
When you turn that 2 pair, you're like, oh my god, I'm getting it. I'm either getting it against a king plus, well, not king plus, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One, like a decent 1 pair, or we're going to get it blasted off into us here.
Yeah.
You get the check back, and then you're just like, no.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate.
Given Melee's open pre-flop, going to be very, very tough to have any pairs to turn into bluffs or anything here. Just gonna happen most of the time when we see bets.
Sure.
Maybe some like.
Well, if for some reason you
Jack 8 suited,
you don't have a straight or 2 pair, you need to be bluffing this river for sure.
180.
Yeah.
I guess some like Jack 8 suited, but like.
Oh, this is so annoying. Stockton's going to have 10 big blinds left if he folds this river.
Yeah, and he's just going into the tank here. It's just a legitimate bluff catcher, and now it's just a case of combinatorics. Is there, you know, an 8-7 suited that didn't bet the turn that now bluffs? Is there a pocket 8s that had a, you know, that had a sliver of, you know, didn't want to put money in on the turn, but now feels forced to bluff? I mean, it's even that if you had 8s or 7s, occasionally you might shove or...
Yeah, pre-flop, I think they're going in most of the time.
Exactly. Anything you could think back to pre-flop, did he, you know, it's...
That's why I think like you need to find it from something like Jack 8 suited.
Yeah,
also
also the 10x tends to be 10-9, Queen 9. You don't open from the 8 so much. And would he turn in a King 8 into a bluff? Well, no. Would he bet? He might at least think about betting the turn with that. So yeah, it's just a very...
I don't think he even bluffs many queens, personally, given it's against a big blind defend that didn't get in on the flop. Like, even if he had a Queen 8, I don't think he bluffs that. So that's why I feel like it's super tough.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think you got to be bluffing Queen 8. But yeah. But I mean, for sure, if he doesn't bluff that, then we're... I mean, again, you've got a queen. There's 2 queens out there, and he only opens Queen 8 suited. So it's like 2 combos at best, even if he did. And now if we say we only bluffs it half the time, yeah, I mean, this is just, by the way, Prebz, it's just one of the best in the world. And what we're trying to do, right, for the audience is just convey what's going through his head, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
very good.
Very nice.
Fold.
Frustration.
Yeah.
Frustration.
So he is the low man at the table now with 10 bigs. Vincent Melly moving up to 21 bigs.
Willie Lowman. Yeah, a nice run out there for Melly. Avoided getting check shoved on the turn, realised his equity in position, and worked out well for the, well, we'll say adopted Brit. I mean, if he's living in England for 10 years, I can root for this man.
No, I'm informed that this scruffy-looking individual in the brown top
Mate, it's like a pickpocketing ring.
He is apparently that guy who needs a haircut is the husband of Poker Pro Marley Spragg.
There's hope for us all. If you too become a multi-millionaire, there is a chance that you can have a smart, intelligent, funny, and beautiful wife. It's okay, I'm allowed to say it. I'm his friend, James. I'm his friend. I'm his good friend. He knows.
Very, very close.
It's nothing to do with his money, by the way. It's just the fact he's 6'4". Those guys don't even have to try.
And try he does not.
I believe most of his fortune came from renting out his bathroom to Tonka.
Yeah. Imagine if Tonka had to pay rent, he would be a rich man. So, you know, again, we haven't... I mentioned yesterday about how much I've played with Matal, how long he's been... What did you say, his 10th main event cash?
15th.
Yes, and this is just someone that wow, and just pause for a moment. Marley with an interesting spot so deep in the main.
I like re-raising here. I don't think you have to be overly worried about it coming back at you too light in this spot. Yeah. That might be not correct, but I think re-raising here, playing in position.
Oh, she's decided to just call. No, she has re-raised. I apologize. 3-bet to 310.
I like this as well. I mean, it's a little bit different. Again, it's also player specific. I think Gavert will continue here way more than inverted commas. You should, and I use that term just in a sort of technical sense.
That's a quite good thing for us with our particular hand, though.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Knocking out the chip leader, or well, potentially having a little think here with the 10 deuce. Come on, Ruggieri out. No, oh my days.
Doyle Brunson,
you
tribute
see, this
incoming.
Is what I love about the EPT. What I love about commentary. I've moved back to Gavert, or of what's he going to do with King Jack, and this is so
disrespectful is what it is.
This is out of absolutely nowhere. He's just found the cold 4-bet with 10 deuce. Is he? What's he done?
That is a 4-bet. He's re-raised to 680,000.
Unbelievable. I mean, you should never, ever, ever do this with this hand. But this is just amazing. And look what a tough spot it puts Marley in now.
Honestly, I'm very likely to pull the trigger. Sorry, very unlikely to pull the trigger with Ace Jack.
We've not seen this from Ruggieri at all thus far. He's played very honestly. He's opened a little bit more. And yeah, and again, Ace Jack just... She's out.
Yeah.
Just slide him into the muck there, Umberto. Don't show.
Tens?
One of them was a 10. Good read. The other one, not so much.
Look at that. I mean, that smile tells you got... I mean, that's not a smile you want to see from someone who's just cold full. He just called her hand.
Yeah, he did.
Wow, Umberto.
Umberto playing.
I feel like that was a Doyle Brunson tribute, personally.
Close to 90 bigs.
To the great man. I mean, and by the way, I don't blame Marley for the fold there at all.
No, I would fold. I would. If I've not seen that all day, I'm not just ripping 50 big blinds in with Ace Jack off there.
And you definitely don't want to offsuit hand when you do pull the trigger, you know? So what a pickup, by the way. Spicy stuff here.
Yeah.
Warming up the temperature on a freezing day in Prague. It's a long time since I've done that. That looked fun to me. That looked very fun to me.
Samuel, I wouldn't suggest doing it too many times.
Mate, I can feel good.
Listen, maybe if you want to do it in a main and you want to slam it on the table and say, RIP Doyle, you knock yourself out. But you want to start doing that in your 25Ks, your 100Ks, your 200Ks. I'd love to see what the boys start doing to you if you start 4-betting your 10 deuce off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's true.
Of course.
They're pretty unforgiving.
You guys aren't the only one analysing the action. Remember, it is Chat Pro Saturday. Maddie watching on YouTube says, I like that hand. Playing the player, a forgotten art.
Staring into the white of the eyes.
Put your opponent to a decision for all their chips.
The one thing, all joking aside, right, I thought it was a good hand to re-raise pre-flop because
of course
we're going to get flattered a little bit by hands that we dominate a lot. I don't think we're going to get put in too many tricky spots. But that's because since I've been here, I've not seen too much 4-bets from behind, right? I think you can maybe get away with a little bit more, but you probably have to be a little bit more careful if the chip leader is aware that you just can't get it in super wide there, even though...
Sure, I mean, well, yeah. And also, if they're... The reason it's good is because you remove an ace and a jack. But if they start full betting you with 10 deuce, blockers aren't real. Yeah.
Where's Joe Stapleton? I don't think Marls will enjoy being told about that one.
No.
You know, she will not enjoy it. And do you know what? I would not enjoy it either. I'll be asking for a little straightener outside and getting eliminated.
Mate.
Not the first time this week.
Oh, dear. Gary with a very legitimate hand.
Well, he's raised with Queen Jack on the button. He's made it 140,000. It's Melly's big blind, 9-7 off.
Yeah, and I wouldn't surprise me if Melly defends here. I think this is a hand that might just drop out versus the covering stack. It's sort of, yeah. I think that's kind of nice, to be honest.
Can see it anyway later. Yeah.
Good card.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not
Second
fun
last
like
of chips,
Oh yeah.
depending on what's
When you cold full bet the 10 deuce off, now you show them the Queen Jack suited. Look, I'm not mucking around. I wouldn't be raising anything less than this on the button.
I had a young kid in the mystery bounty the other day. He had a massive stack, and of course there was loads of short stacks. He should be going all in all the time. Goes all in like 5-6 times in an orbit. 7th time shows the ace king, and I'm like, oh yeah, you've had it every time. Who do you think you're kidding me?
Yeah.
It is possible.
It is, James.
It's improbable, but not impossible that he did have it every single time. Ace king might have been the weakest holding he had in those 7 hands.
I played one orbit of my max late reg in the EPT, and in that orbit I went ace king, aces, ace queen suited, and then busted on the 4th hand.
Yeah,
no all-ins beforehand.
Those were your first 3 hands?
No, first orbit.
Ah, okay, first orbit, still, yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to win this tournament.
Well, Stocken's got ace king, has 9 big blinds.
Yeah, just a real nice spot to pick up a legit hand, a hand where you can actually get called by way, way worse. And whatever happens here, pick up the blinds, get called. There's no bothers.
Where's your line where you'd start doing a little raise as prebs?
10 days. 600.
With ace king off.
As the short stack.
I mean, you can raise off 12 big blinds for sure.
Yeah.
You just want to mix in the ace king off into the shove, yeah. So I mean, if I had aces there, I would raise.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, maybe even off. I mean, 9. I've seen Arthur do it off like 6. I don't know whether it's approved, but I've seen him do it on the final table with Queen 10 off, just raising off 6. I'm like, are you going to fold this one?
Yeah, I shoved 12 big blinds with ace king in the spot, and Bowie was not impressed with me.
You're supposed to raise?
Oh yeah.
You were supposed
it
to.
wasn't from +1 though, so it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
The human solver that is Bowie effect.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Action folded to Grigori. He's out. So it's Vincent Melly on the button with 10-8 off.
Yeah, this is going to be indicative of what he thinks of the opposition in the blinds. Again, it's not an exciting raise into a covering stack in the form of Marley. I think hypothetically we're supposed to fold it. And that's a bit of respect for his 2 opponents.
Okay, so blind v blind. Govert Matar with ace-5 offsuit in the small blind.
Yeah, with Marl's covering here, I think we mostly just want to be calling and not getting too out of line. Maybe get a limp raise in, potentially.
She's got a disdainful look on her face, eh? Take a look at him, Marley. Yeah, this is a little bit out of line for a man of my tastes. And Marley with a very, very, very playable 8-7 suited. And this is one of the problems, even with just sort of, you might think, okay, I'm just going to use the blocker and win it now, but you know, Marley just going to have a lot of hands she could play in position.
Yeah, you're going to have a tough time making chips with ace-5 out of position versus a player that covers you with 11 left.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to make your life pretty tricky. You're not going to be able to put in too many chips on a lot of boards.
Well, the flop is ace-9-7, so it's top pair versus bottom pair. Oh no, the PA system started again.
Yeah, and this pot got quite big already.
Go the checks. Marley checks behind.
I feel like she's doing a bit all the time because I've only ever seen her. And
It's a tricky turn.
Yeah, Matal making a very strong hand on the turn. Marley picks up the gut shot. And obviously she may feel that the 8 is going to be live as well.
Yeah, this is a quite tricky spot for Marls because Matal, I don't think, is going to all of a sudden start betting small. Strikes me as a gentleman who might put in quite a few chips now that has 2 pair. Oh, this won't be too.
Okay. 275,000 into a pot of 490,000.
Yeah, and Marley just, I would imagine, compelled to continue here. Some of the time you got the best hand and you have that very nutty out.
Will the out be nutty? Let's have a river card. It's a jack.
Yeah, and for Gavert, can just very comfortably value bet this river.
I think given the flop was checked, Marl should have a relatively easy fold. I don't think most players are going to get creative enough to check bet with a lot of hands. Like, I'm not saying there's no hands that you shouldn't be doing it with, but I think it's going to be tough for Marls to want to call.
Yeah, I mean, if I would only be thinking about raising.
Of course.
Think like. We'll see what sizing Matal goes for. He'll end up being greedy, I think, but then.
3/4 spot, slightly more, 800.
Yeah, I mean, this is just indicative of. Yeah, this is just indicative of a very strong hand. Yeah, Marley just having a think. Okay, so he needs a hand which he's raised pre and check the flop. I think that's the key thing. What hand, you know, what King X, King 6 just doesn't bet the flop or whatever it might be. And yeah, Marley's seen this. What do you say? He's heard. I wanted to say she's seen this tune before. She's heard this song before. She knows what's up with the.
Yeah, if you're going to do a metaphor about songs, hearing rather than seeing would definitely be.
No, unless you're Kanye. Yeah.
So Vital wins that one and chips up to 2.6 million. He's playing 43 bigs. Marley's dropped down to 30 bigs. We're halfway through the level, and I can tell you that the first mini EPT Prague online tournament started 20 minutes ago. Late registration still open in that one. Another 2 tourneys today at 6:15 and 8:15 Central European time. Tomorrow it's all about the mini main events. There's a $5.50, a $55, and both have gold power passes added. The winner is going to get a gold power pass in both of those tournaments with silver power passes presented to the runners-up. So a great opportunity for some added value and a great opportunity to win something that could earn you a package to the first leg of EPT 2024, because we could be back in Paris soon. And here's the thing, Power Path launches in Southern Europe very, very soon. So with Paris coming up, how many French qualifiers do you think we're going to see in both the FPS main event and the EPT main event?
Getting me very excited, James. Getting me super excited. I'm a man who has traditionally not enjoyed playing satellites because you just have to fold all the time. They make me too sad. But the power paths are so much fun. I love that the regs, the top guys, can't just buy their way in, bully their way in.
Screw
you gotta qualify.
It's not for you.
I don't want Samuel on my left. I don't want Darwin on my left. Give me Bob. From wherever, from Leeds. I want to play with...
Bob, we're looking forward to welcoming you to FPS Paris.
Sorry, I should say Bobby.
Bobby.
I've not yet managed to win a single pass. I've gotten to 109 a few times. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
They're just quick. There's so many people in them that like you don't have this like stalling around a bubble forever.
And also, I think I'm right in saying we've got a new venue for Paris, correct?
Correct.
We've got a new
Oui, oui.
brand spanking, working elevators. It's going to be no more complaints from you guys. We'll see. We'll see. We don't want to speak too soon.
One thing actually I just noticed, because I heard you saying embrace the squeak, but the squeak's actually been very minimal this year.
No. Last year it was eradicated almost entirely, and this year it's back with a vengeance.
It's back?
By the end of the
I
day...
love the squeak. I actually think the squeak is EPT, personally.
By the end of the day, the squeak is incurring the wrath of Steve O'Dwyer big time.
I haven't noticed that on the floor, though.
Here we go, Rodan. Stepping out a little bit.
Not to raise, just raise.
Yeah, he's re-raising the big blind from under the gun.
But just to emphasise what
Technically
Sam
the second bet.
was saying, yes, new, bigger venue for EPT Paris, but if you think that you can guarantee that poker players won't find something to complain about, you're a naive individual.
Yeah, indeed. We welcome your complaints. It's how we get better.
Some of them are valid, some of them not so much.
Yeah, and this is, again, Matal, he likes to be in there. He likes to be in the mix. Go on, Sprague. And this is
a real tricky one.
Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. This is a little bit tricky.
The face that Marls has just pulled makes me feel like she's not going to do it.
Over 3.
I mean, it's a much nicer spot with 24 big blinds, right, than 31.
The problem I see in this situation is when Matal is covered by Rodin, there is a lot of strong hands that Matal will just call here. And if you rip it in, maybe he calls with the ace-queens. Maybe he calls with the ace-jack suits. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to the streets.
Gary's in there with the jack. So here we go. Very rare four-way flop. And it's a lot of people with the same type of holdings. Feels like an ace-high board to me.
It is a king, queen, deuce board.
Marley's in front 100%. There's absolutely no way Regard would have been able to resist a king-jack squeeze of any suit. After seeing that 4-bet with the 10 deuce.
Yeah, and Matt Al with the sevens.
Got to be very respectful in a 4-way pot at this point. It's very complicated.
Yeah, and I wonder if with the backdoor flush draw... No, she just checks it back. I think a little stab there would have been okay. And we do get a somewhat innocuous turn card. Doesn't improve anyone.
If Marls is flattened with Queen-Jack of clubs here, I think she can have some King-X that would also be inclined to check the flop occasionally, so we could potentially bet small here. Looks like we're just going to win, though.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Ruggieri.
Wow. I don't know.
Check. Oh, no, he's going to check.
Little chip shuffle and check. Yeah, and it gets a bit weird to bet the river because
you're so capped.
Yeah. There it is. There's that familiar frown. Win or lose, we'll be frowning.
That's a nice 10 big blinds going Marl's way, though.
Well, 7's opened, yeah. That's why I'm like...
I
thought like he won...
Or you had Queen 9?
No, yeah, I have Jack 9.
Oh, Jack 9.
No, just card
you had
opened
Jack
and
8.
I thought like you won.
No,
yeah, because... And I thought like I misread because I was ahead of you.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Little post-mortem on the hand. I guess people didn't open in turn and people just...
For original raise.
Assessing what they have.
With queen.
Yeah, usually winning hand still stays open, no? Yeah. But like... that's why I was embarrassed.
I love it. Grigori, little assistant dealer. I don't mind a little assistant dealership. I do assistant to the regional dealer.
You're a big blind, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I post my big blind, sorry.
So there we go. Not much of a car crash. Just a nice, honest four-way pot. Check down to the river. Let's see what you're holding. Everyone with just a little bit, just enough showdown.
I think once per level, everyone should put in 2 big blinds and we just check to the river.
Sure. Mix it up.
Just a little bit of honest poker. Let everyone realize their equity.
Yeah. Everyone likes to realize their equity, you know?
Yeah, just once a level.
Exactly. Let the equity out. Let the equity be free. Yeah, and yeah, go on, give her. I mean, just we got a good hand. Just, no. Oh, he's folded it.
I would have bet a significant amount of my net worth that hand would not go in the bin.
It's because I mean, it's a momentum thing. He lost last hand, so now we don't.
I mean, he lost with 7, so why would you play 5s?
Maybe actually.
All right, come on, Ruggieri. Let's raise. I mean, Gregory's got 46, so you have to be a bit more careful. But and Rodin with a hand good enough to raise here, I think.
It's a little bit interesting because generally, Ruggieri would obviously be raising into him a lot. So you're not in a situation too often like this where you're going to be worried about limp raises.
Yes.
But in this situation with this actual hand, it could get a little bit awkward given what we've seen of Ruggieri. Like he might take this hand
and do something.
But of course, King Queen suited will maybe not want to play such a large pot, but will be happy to call in position too. But we just see a call. We see a flop.
And that flop is Queen High with 1 diamond.
Yeah, very nice flop for the King Queen in position. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Rodin's background, but he seems he seems like he's played poker before. Does he have much on the live
track record? Do we know?
I've definitely played with him at a few stops.
Oh, you played with him?
He's an EPT reg, yeah.
He's a reg. No, what's your reg tag on Stars, Hagen? Is it? Yeah.
Like, would you call Spraggy a reg?
What do you have? What's your reg tag? Is it purple? You got the purple tag?
I don't use colours. Just words.
Just words.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. Oh no. Don't. Come on. No. I mean, Queen. This is the thing. You cannot look away. You cannot. I thought we were there for a little chit chat.
We are being way too disregarded of what he's going to do.
5-8-5, going for the. Yeah, and
listen, if you played your hand like this and you had ace-5 of clubs, maybe. This is spicy.
Yes. Yeah, we've got Jack 10, Jack 9, 9-7, 7-5, 7-4, 7-10, whatever. We got 8 million, 6-5 with a backdoor flush draw. 8 million hands we could choose from.
I would suggest that we do not take our eyes off this pot again because I have a feeling that this is not done.
Well, a 7, a 4, something like that.
Anything but a 10 and 9 or a jack, and I think we might. I don't think we're done.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying we shouldn't be done. I'd say we're done.
All right, chill out, Ruggieri. Come on, bro. You played very well up to now.
Let's say Ruggieri's hand was covered like the old days and we were cards down. Where do you think he would be check raising for value in this spot? Like, what's the worst hand he raises flop and then wants the bet turn? Like, even if he has like 8-6 suited, we don't really want to put that all in.
Yeah. We don't want to put in 800k and be left on the river on a Jack 10, 9, you know, Queen, King, Ace, and not. Yeah.
And we can't just shove him.
I don't bet so quick right now. But yeah. All right, Ruggieri.
If we see the double check raise, I'm walking out. I'm walking out.
No. He's just having a
This would be my favorite EPT hand of all time if he doesn't fold. More than Gorguy with the 7 deuce slamming it down on the table and fist bumping Patrick Antonius.
No. Yeah. There we go. It's okay to wave the white flag. You're saying to them, I'm not giving you an easy time.
We were so close to Finton having a new favourite EPT hand of all time.
I love how happy Hardigan is for me.
30 minutes left on the clock before the next break. Rodin playing 60 big blinds, second biggest stack at the feature table. Umberto Ruggieri is table chip leader with 77 bigs. We think that John Quite still has the tournament chip lead, but not as big a lead as he once had.
Yeah, and it's a nice recovery from Grigori. I mean, Griff speculated that he was coming a little bit off the rails, lost a couple of hands in a row, but, you know, as I said, does have the demeanor and his sort of more technical approach, sizings. Seems like someone that really knows what's up. Sprague with the lone ace. Hopefully she has been dealt a second card.
Raises to 120,000, and Ruggieri is in with King Queen on the button.
Very quick call.
That's on Melee in the big blind.
We pan across to the Frenchman.
I think Melee will find a fold here.
Yeah. The flats, the flatting range, I mean, it's King Queen, but I mean, it's Ace Jack, it's Ace 10, it's Ace 9 suited, it's all sorts of things. Yeah, again, just seems like a...
We've just seen a couple of disciplined folds from him so
he's just
far.
a good, he's a good poker player. He knows what's going on.
So heads up to the flop, which is King 10-8.
Yeah, and unless Marley has aces, she is in...
Or Ace King.
Yeah, and wow. Gary picking up the royal flush draw.
Feels very much like Marles has the
Ace 10.
No, the Ace 5 of diamonds to me now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ace Queen for Broadway.
Wow, and Gary checks again.
Probably want to start putting some chips in here.
Ace Jack.
I mean,
the trips.
Marles could certainly have that.
Yeah, I mean, if she did have Ace 5, we would probably want to bet to target 7s, 6s, 5s, and the like. Could be that she could even block the river with Ace 10. As you say, it's going to be a suited hand if it's not a thing, as she just... And it's quite tough for Ruggieri, because this is the... Wow, she's gone big, right?
250?
300,000. Yeah, and this is saying I've got Ace Queen or Ace Jack. And Ruggieri has a very nice bluff catcher. Blocking, obviously, a boat, a flush, a straight.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to call here. I don't think he's ever going to raise. If Marles is bluffing here with an Ace 5, I think she's going to be a little bit upset when the King Queen is flipped over. I don't think it's a hand, given how you've played it, that you have any option, right? We're always calling. Ace 4 diamonds.
Yeah, and that's a very legitimate bluff from Marley. I would have done the same myself. It seemed, you know, we didn't know our other card, and it seemed...
Yeah, you don't have a choice, right? You got to bluff that hand because you got to fold out the pairs, and you could block it, you could go bigger, but like you're also going to want to bet a Jack there. You're going to want to bet Ace Queen, and
yeah, I mean, you don't Ace Queen. You've sometimes done something else, but
of course.
But yeah,
the hand before. What do you have?
You will know later.
So we are 6-handed on the main stage, 5-handed at the outer table, 11 players remaining. Redraw when we get to 9.
Yeah, and once again, Ruggieri's approach, which has involved a lot of checks. Admittedly, he released a lot of equity against a hand with the overcard, and well, he didn't have an overcard, in fact, because he would have made a straight, but with a gut shot. But, you know, he's got himself paid there, by the way. You know, again, not how I would have done it, but I wouldn't have gained chips in the way he did. So give him a little bit of credit there as well.
I like this call with a 6-5 suited in position.
Yes.
Pretty resilient hand.
Yes.
Even when you are covered.
Yeah, and the thing about having 57 big blinds is it can't just blast off against you. The covering factor is not as
of course
great when you're so deep. Obviously, in this instance, Ruggieri opening a very strong hand, and Gavert Matal Monte Carlo 13 with Ace 9 off. I feel very confident he will call here out of the big as well, given what we've seen thus far.
I feel like he might be raising.
Wow. It's not that bad a hand to squeeze, I guess. I guess we maybe don't want a 9. I don't know, maybe put Ice out.
Matal's taking a little breather.
Sure.
Couple of hands didn't go his way. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not feeling it,
sure,
just take a few hands off.
Yeah, I don't
Get a
mind.
few deep breaths.
I don't mind it at all. Yeah, love that.
Queen, Queen 9 on the flop. Ruggieri, 94% equity.
I'd be very tempted to start betting here with 6-5.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not. The hand doesn't make any money in the check back line. I mean, we do have a backdoor flush draw, but yeah, just folding out an ace-6 would be nice. You have plenty of queens in your flatting range.
Yeah, and Ruggieri not going anywhere. He's just taking stock of the situation. And Rodan not someone that's been afraid to pull the trigger. Club not a card really anyone wanted to see. Don't leave, Ruggieri. Yeah, and yeah, he's just trying to make things easier for himself here by leading. Yeah. Yeah, not what I would have done, but does get it done.
I stay better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel better with the play?
Feel better?
You feel, I mean, you feel better with how you played.
I stay better. If you vote, I stay better. 100%.
Feel like there might be a little bit of a communication breakdown there. Don't think they're talking about the same thing. Personally.
It's okay, they're bonding.
I think he was saying I stay better as in I had the best hand the whole time. That's what I think he was saying.
Gonna work that one in. If nothing changed on the turn, he stays better on the turn.
Yeah, and Melly getting these, yeah.
Annoying button hands.
Yeah.
10-8 followed by 10-5 suited.
Yeah. Give me the 10-8 suited and not the thing. Yeah, and Mattel having raised a very ropey ace-5. Now with a stronger hand. And
don't forget he's in his round off though.
Yeah, and now covering Marley actually. It's been a bad little bit for Marley.
Does go with the same size as the previous orbit. Marles had a very pretty 8-7 suited last time to defend. And this time, might not, for Marles, be particularly enjoyable to be calling these hands, but I don't think there's any option other than to just call in position here.
Pure bluff. Pure bluff.
Yeah, the suited hands just make it in.
Marles maybe got the live read. Ace King, very, very strong hand.
My range about check.
Yeah, she's just keeping her nose clean and.
I try.
Yeah, I think probably want to continue that, but it's.
Could be some very short stacks on the other table. Marles is aware of as well. There's a little bit more at play than we can potentially see.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously a 475, 7 big blind stack for Prebz here on our direct left. Like the next ladder, we're looking at almost 20,000 euro. The prestige of making an EPT final table, you know, as a PokerStars pro, it's been quite some time since we saw that happen. Parker last year, was it?
Now, I know I should probably know the answer to this question, but I don't. Is Marley on the Team Pro roster?
She's it doesn't
ambassador.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, she's part of the team. That's for sure. She's part of the team. Matali's got the momentum now.
I don't want to play with.
Told you.
Wow, it's a great voice he's got there, by the way.
So if you got ace,
full of wisdom.
As well fold because you don't want to play with.
Nah,
good strategy.
Interesting.
He created his account for Monte Carlo EPT in 2013.
King Jack.
No, he's been playing longer than that.
Yeah, he must have done.
Maybe in 1913.
Whoa. You must be hitting almost 30 years of the online streets, are you, Samuel?
30. Yeah, it could be.
Owns
It
13,
feels like
owns 13 properties in Monte Carlo.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Preb's obviously significantly better at poker than myself and many of the people that will be tuning in by a long way. One of the best to ever play the game.
Yeah, of course.
But last hand, not questioning him, just wondering where about the line was. As the short stack, under the gun, chip leader goes slightly larger than mint, goes 140. And he's got Jack 8 off with the 7 bigs. Where's the line? Because like it feels like it's getting real close to the line.
Yeah, I mean it's just dominated as well by the opens. The thing is if you make a pair, you go with it.
Of course, yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Again, not questioning the full, just wondering like how obviously Jack 10's not going to go in the bin.
No, yeah, just a bit more playability. So yeah, you're right. It's close for sure. Oh, but he's back in there with threes now. Love that. Little bit deeper now. And once again, a multi-way flop.
Which is queen high.
Parker Talbot and Samuel Grafton, the two voices you'll always see before. Sorry, excuse me, here before you see them.
You're doing my
I
mix
know you
metaphor,
got me.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
learning from you pretty well here today.
Yeah, you will see Parker's voice around the building. That's for sure. Yeah, fine form. Still going around the building in search of his first EPT title.
Hey, you got a top three tonight. You heard that, right?
Yeah, but come on, it's pathetic. Hunting out these small fields.
Hey, there was 26 people. Oh, sorry, 25. Parker was in twice.
I told him, and I don't think it's an apocryphal story about a well-known EPT recreational who got heads up. Yeah, Regeri now. This is. Oh no, a Rodan now going for the bluff. Got that King of Hearts working for him. And it does seem believable here if you're Regeri, by the way. Does seem believable with the check on the flop. Hard to call after this smart.
Yeah, that's. I was going to say. Like, I don't know if you can smile like that. Give them the little knowing grin.
But I was saying about a very successful recreational player who'd never won a live tournament. And he got heads up in the Monte Carlo 10K bounty with a massive chip lead. And he's heads up and he walked away from the table and let himself be blinded out in second because he didn't want his first tournament win to be a turbo.
Wow.
That was how much it meant to him. And Parker Talbot's going around trying to sneak into the 12-game, $50 flip and go that's running late at night, 7 runners.
One of my favorite players of all time, Mr. Oli Shemian, was on my table day one.
What a delight. An
absolute gent. Day one of DPT, had him on my table. And he'd already won 2 tournaments at this stage. This week, by the way. And I was like, how are you going to get the trophy? So because I just let them keep the trophy in second.
Yeah. Yeah, chop the PLO and won a 25K, and it's just Wednesday. That's for him. It's just Wednesday. He can't even fit him in his bag.
He's like, I just have a backpack. I'm getting on the train, bro. You think I'm going to bring 2 trophies home?
Yeah, there's no more room on the mantelpiece. I mean, mind you, the flat Ole's probably got there. Maybe there's multiple mantelpieces, and here we go. No backdoor flush to go with the top pair. Obviously, that ace-king straight out there. Rodan won't be jumping for joy at this top pair. Martal with the overpair and open-ended straight draw. Obviously, a board very, very favorable for someone opening from this position. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he's going to just fold, by the way. It's just like very unexciting spot. I guess you cover, so Gavert has to play
145.
Honest. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Matal potentially going to check some turns. The other players might not, you know,
Sure.
occasionally maybe
Yes.
maybe not make your life
Yeah.
so difficult. But if I'm staring down the barrel of Samuel Grafton betting that flop, I'd fold Queen Jack, man. No, but all joking aside, like these top pairs would really tough for them to improve, and sometimes when you do improve, your opponent's getting even stronger. They're not very desirable to put a lot of chips in at all.
Yeah, on Queen Jack 10, you've just got so few hands you can call down 3 streets. You've got to just start discarding some pairs that can't improve. So you want the pairs with the backdoor flushes, the pairs with the straight draws. They're all the same because they're going to run it with 7s.
Well, pretty confident we'll see a fold on this turn.
Yeah, 325. Does go for the smaller sizing. I would be more tempted to go a little bit bigger here, even with ICM. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think I might occasionally check aces and go bigger with kings.
Wow.
Potentially.
Wow. And this is sticky now, by the way.
Wow!
Wow!
Hits the 7 on the river. It is always coming 7 to give Rodin 2 pair.
Yeah, and Mattel may still go for value. That's a very disguised 2 pair. The Jack 7 will likely fold the turn. The 10-7 will likely fold the turn. You're just going to be up against a lot of Queen 9s, Queen 8s, King Jacks, and the like. Obviously, when you have kings, not so much King Jack. And I wouldn't blame Mattel if he went for value now. So you have to be a bit more careful going for value. Late stage of a tournament. The SPR is a little bit funky, to be honest. Is he considering just checking back? It would have been a bit more natural to go bigger on the turn and have it all in. And
Well, against that size, I don't think there's going to be much.
no, I wouldn't be raising, by the way. Oh no! Oh wow. Okay, maybe. I mean, Rodin's going to have a. What's he say? He's not even loving it, by the way. He senses this is a value bet. He senses that this is a value bet. Did he say I should have folded the turn? How much?
He said maybe I should have folded the turn, which obviously eliminates. Oh, he's going to get. Oh, Mattel thinks he's winning.
He just said I'm beating aces.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so he's.
Yeah, he's making the crying call, but it's a good call. 2 pair cracks the kings.
Kings, I'm beating 2.
And Grigori Rodin.
Yeah, I was afraid of ace king. Usually people check behind kings.
He's going to add 1.3.
Sir, you just hit a 7 on the river.
Stop talking, Grigori. No. Normally people check.
So yeah, he's now playing close to 5 million chips, more than 80 big blinds. Blinds going up, by the way, in 13 minutes' time. And we do need to head to the outer table because we have got an all-in situation. Mark Halou is all in again. Mark Halou, the at-risk player, all in against John Kite.
Wow, these two have been. He's been so much.
Halou tabling 10s, Kite tabling ace-jack. So classic race at the outer table. King, queen, queen on the flop. So far, so good for Halou. Set for another double up.
He's halfway out the door. He's just like, yep, another flip worth 100,000 euros. Third one of the day.
6 on the turn, 10s still holding.
You can have this.
Such a rush, by the way. So much money.
The river. Barry Greenstein! That ace on the river will eliminate Mark Halou in 11th place. He cashes for 73,160 euros. Another player falls victim to the wrecking ball that is John Kite.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. It's hello, goodbye, and hello. I don't know. there's something to be done. If only we had. This is why we need Stapleton.
Yeah.
He would have worked with that.
See, one thing I've learned, and one thing that I wish Griffin Benja would learn, is don't try and be Joe. Don't try and workshop these lines. You've either got it, you can either do it, or don't do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, got a feel for him. I mean, he used up his. I think he used up his 9 lives. He certainly used up 4 of his 9 lives before that elimination.
Who knows what he was up to get there? Could have been a few more.
Sure indeed.
Generally has to be to make the final 10 of an EPT, 1 away from the redraw, but not the official final table, correct language?
Don't start saying you're on the final table. Just because this is the last table of the tournament, don't go home to the wife or the boyfriend and say, I was on the final table. No.
So we are down to 10 players, so we need to rebalance. We have to have 2 tables of 5s. You'll notice that Vincent Melius coming down the steps. He's going to the outer table. Clock has been paused while we just get those tables balanced.
Yeah, and you know, just to go back to the hand we had with that unfortunate value bet for Gavert with the pocket kings. It's a big swing because Grigori, as we talked about, seems a very, very competent player, very brave and bold. 5-3 streets in that 3-bet pot with the 10-7, and now he's on the left of Rigeri, and they've got very similar stacks. That chip lead a lot less powerful when you're opening into an 80 big blind stack, and particularly someone as experienced as Rodan seems to be. And Gavert, you know, with all his experience, plunged much more into the danger zone on 16 big blinds. And Preben, you know, arguably the strongest player left in this field, or you know, pretty much any field that he takes a chair in. Really, the extreme short stack, 7 big blinds. He'll navigate that better than anyone, I'm sure. But certainly the other 9 players will be hoping that he finds his way out the door sometime soon.
Yeah, Stocken in the hyper danger zone right now. Blinds going up in 13 minutes.
I believe if Marl's ladders one more time, it'll be the highest score in the Sprague household.
You love to see that.
Okay.
You can take your UK IPT, whatever.
160.
This is free raise 160,000.
Oh, Metal down to 1 million chips after that swing. As you said, 16 big blinds, such a big difference. Even, you know, if the Queen 7 doesn't make the 2 pair and you just get the bet and the fold.
Yes.
Huge.
Yeah. Every pot's so significant at this late stage.
Very interesting from Rodan to say most people check the aces and the kings on a turn, but to continue with the Queen 7.
Yeah, I think he was saying they check it on the river, so he felt bad when they bet.
Oh, apologies.
Yes. I mean, it was just, obviously it's just, you know, he's feeling...
You won the pot.
He's feeling a little insecure about how long it took him to call. Yeah, it's obviously he'll regret saying that a little bit. You want to just you want to just pipe down and collect the chips.
Just stack your chips.
Oh, dear.
Stocken's under the gun with Queen 9 of clubs.
With big blind ante, I think we're probably going to have to be putting our chips in here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just one of the worst hands.
120.
He's coming in for a raise.
Okay.
Using it to balance with... There we go.
We talk about these raises off the 6-7 big blinds.
Kings.
Unreasonable. But look at him. He survives. This is how they navigate these fields. I mean, this is how the top guys do. I'm not even joking, by the way.
Well, exactly. What did we just say? It's the worst hand that you're going to V-pip. So he's taken that and used it to balance for the time he has very, very strong hands.
180. Raise.
Yeah, he can raise to 180.
Yes.
That's a bit frustrating when you've got Queen 9 suited.
Wow.
Yeah, 120 plus. Big blind.
Yeah, it's a legitimate raise. It's a literal min re-raise. It's the smallest 3-bet you can make, but you can do it.
I feel like we're back in 2011, and I love it.
Wow. I mean, by the way, that was very swift from Rodan. Just, you know, Prebz
has raised off an incredibly short stack, a spot where he's going to be incredibly polar, and he's going to have aces, he's going to have kings, he's going to have the very top hands, or he's going to have something that's likely to fold, and he didn't even worry about it. He's like, yeah, I'll make it 180.
Yeah, he can't fold for 1 big blind, I guess, with a flush.
Calls for an additional 60k, and we are going to the flop. 510,000 in the middle, and Stocken with 265k behind, and
we're all
with
in.
an open-ended straight draw, the rest is going in for sure.
Can he get a fold from ace 6 off? I mean, there's a backdoor clubs there as well. You just want your opponent to have aces, not